morning. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, and the market has gapped higher about 5 or 6 points. What you're looking at right now is a chart on the Globex, the overnight session. And the overnight session, you'll see, traded higher last night. We had some bigger housing starts than normal, than what was expected, rather, and so the market is trading higher from yesterday's close. Let's go. This is a daily chart. Not daily, but 3-minute day session only chart. So you see the gap. Market closed yesterday at 1967 3/4, opened up at 72.5, and I think the market's going to actually try to fill this gap. So I'm going to try to get short here. I'm going to try to get short at 72 and change. Let's change the number of contracts. Let's sell 10 of these. We're going to try. I'm going to wait just a little. I'm going to wait for the first 3 minutes to get a sense of the activity here in the first 3 minutes, and then I'll look to potentially put on a short trade. I just want to see the activity here for the first few minutes. I think there's big time resistance between 1977.5 and 1979.5, that 2-point zone right in there. So I know we're nowhere near that level, but I still think we might see a gap fill here. But first I want to wait a little. I don't want to do anything here in the first 3 minutes. I want to give it a little time, and then we'll look to do something here. I'm going to put it on, pause it now. All right, I am back, and here we go. I think 73 1/4. Let's go. Let's see if we can get 73 1/4 here. All right, 73 1/4. Let's see if we can get back up there. We got some big time divergence in the NYSE tick in the overall market here. And with a gap like what we've just seen, you would think the S&P advanced decline line would be higher than where it's at as well. So I'm thinking we're going to get all right, here we go. Short there at 73 1/4. So 73 1/4. Going to look to see if this market can come. Market should come back down and try to retest at 71 1/4. I'm going to put this on hold. All right, I am back. I'm looking to take half off at 71 3/4 here. 71 3/4 right there. Half off at 71 3/4. Right now we're up about 375. Let's see if we can drop. I'll just take half off here, and then I would put the other half above the high of the day and look to see if we can get a further movement to the downside. So I'm going to pause this. All right, let's see if we can get down a little further. The NYSE tick is falling out of bed right now. It's really dropped off. So that leads me to believe that this should come back down and try to retest the lows of the day. So I'm sitting here at 91 3/4, which is only 50 cents above the low of the day. That'll take off half of my position. That'll leave me with 5, and then I'll watch it from there, and then this becomes almost a risk-free trade. So let's see what happens here. Pause the video. All right, out of 5 contracts, locked in 375, so we've got 5 left, right? So we've taken off half the position, and we're going to move this down to 5. We've got 5 left. And since I'm long at 73 1/4, I'm going to go ahead and put a break-even order at 73 1/4 so I don't lose anything on this trade, okay? Right there, break-even. We're at break-even right now on the remaining half of the position, okay? So what am I going to do here? On another profit target, I'm going to watch this very closely. I'm going to watch the low of the day. If we can break down through the low of the day, I want to buy it back into weakness if we're able to get that. If not, if we come back out and take me out of the remainder, that's fine. I've locked in 375, so after commissions and stuff, I'll still come out about $355 ahead on this first trade of the day, okay? So let me pause the video again, and I'll be back. All right, I've got another 5 contracts. I just exited at 70 3/4, 1 tick above the 38.2% retracement from this low down here up to this high. So let me just show you what I did. We just made $1,000 here. Closed $1,000, and it is 9:47. So in the first 17 minutes. So in the first 4 to 5 minutes of trading, we sold the market right in here, as you can see here. All right. We took partial profits right here, and we took 50% off here and 50% off right there, right above that 38.2 from this low here to the high of today, right? This upswing, one tick above it, okay? So that's what we did. We closed out $1,000, okay? Now I'm looking to potentially get long this market, looking for the market to retest the high of the day. We may fill this gap, sure, but I am looking to get long. The internals still look weak, although I can see this market come back up and test the high of the day. But remember, it's all about trade location, right? So I don't want to chase the market. I want to see the market come back down, retest the low of the day. Maybe we fail it. We start basing a little bit, and then we look to go long, okay? Let's take out the remaining order that we are, cancel that order right there, Just cancel that, okay? So let's not be too, let's not be too anxious to get long now. Let's be patient and wait for the setup. Again, I'd like to see the market come back down, retest the low of the day. Maybe we miss it by a tick or two, we base a little bit, and then we look to get long. But I do believe this market will come back up and retest the high of the day, which is, what is it? 1973.5. So I'm going to pause the video once more. All right, look at this. Market's right back up, retesting the high. Look at that. Market did exactly what I thought it would do. It just didn't come back down to give me that opportunity to get long. The market's rallied up to 73.25 already. We're within one tick of the high. But if you look at the internals, we've got some divergence all over the place. So we're pretty much almost equal high, and you've got much lower peaks in the advanced decline line, the NYZ tick. So I'm going to watch it very closely in here. This may be another shorting opportunity in here, okay? But let me pause it until we get a set. Look at it, right on the high of the day again. Look at it, 73.5. See that? Right back up. So we've literally bounced from 70.75 where we took profits. Okay, look at that, right up through the high of the day. Did exactly what I thought. So let me take off these fibs because we did that. Okay, so we're going to watch this closely here. I'm not too sure if we're going to sell this or if we just want to give it a little bit more time. So we're back up through the high of the day of 73.5. Again, just like I thought. I thought we would have pulled back a little further, but we didn't. Again, remember, we had a break-even stop once we took our first profit target. Remember, you got to always remember, right, to cancel that order if you've gotten out of the trade. If you flatten out your position like I did on the second profit target down in here, you got to remember to flatten yourself out. And if you don't remember to do that, then you'd be long right now. Okay, so I'm going to go from 10. I'm going to go 5. I'm going to try to short 5, looking for a failure in here. Okay, so let's try it again, but with a smaller number. Okay, it didn't look. We only took out the high by a tick here, 73. Okay, so let's see if we can get short at 73.5. All right, right there, 73.5. One tick from the high of the day. Smaller position though. Okay, so it's at 73 right now. We need a little back and fill to 73.5. Try to get short. And I'm going to pause the video so it's not too extremely too long here. God, we're already at 9 minutes. Hold on. All right, we've got the NASDAQ moving higher, but we've got the S&P advanced decline line and the NYSE tick diverging. So we've made new highs here in price.
Order filled.
Where we've got lower peaks in both the advanced decline line and the NYSE tick. So we'll see if we get a little movement back down here, if we come back here a little bit. So we've got a small position here. We've only got a 3-point range. Look at the low of the day is 70.75 and the high is 73.75. A 3-point range is very, very small for being open for 25 minutes. So, but we also have to remember that we've got some good fundamental news that came out this morning, the housing starts. They were better than expected. So this market could move higher, even though you got the divergence on the internals here. So I'm going to be very cautious. That's why I've got a smaller position here, and I will not lose a whole lot if we do move against this trade here. So let's just be cautious of where the halfway mark is, right, from today's low to high, right? The 50% from low to high would be back down at 72 and a quarter. Okay, 72 and a quarter. So let's keep that number in mind on a little back and fill. If we get a back and fill, we'll see. We might continue moving higher. Nasdaq's strong, and the Nasdaq is making higher highs and higher lows. So this market could move higher. I could be wrong on this. Okay, and again, I'm not looking for a big movement to the downside at all. I'm just looking for a little back and fill before we move higher. But I do think we do move higher. Another thing you need to think about is, the market tried to fill the gap here, right? I mean, we gapped open about 5 points. We came down, and this is as far as we could pull back, and now we're back up through the highs of the day. So that's an indication we may move quite a bit higher. We might. So let's just watch it here. So let me pause. All right, looks like I'm wrong on this position, so I'm going to actually stop and reverse because I believe this market's going higher. So I'm just going to place a market order and buy 10 and reverse this position and be long in that 5, okay? So here we go.
Order filled.
There we go. So we lost some money on that trade, 6, 7, 8, 9, a little over $300. Now we're long 5 right up in here, and I'll add 5 if we get a pullback, because now I do believe we're moving higher here. So let's just set this up. So now what we're doing is we're measuring from today's low to high. And if we get the pullback down in here, I'll buy another 5, looking for the retest of the high of the day, okay? So that's the plan of action, and I'm going to pause the video. All right, I need to get out of this position because I have a doctor's appointment in a couple minutes, actually. I wish I could be here longer, but I do think, yeah. So I should not have entered this position knowing that I had to leave here at about 10:15. It's about 10:15, so I need to exit the position right now. And let's just get out at the market. Place the market order. We're long 5, so we will sell 5.
Order filled.
Boom. So, all right, I was up $1,000, gave it back, gave a little back, and netted out 625. It's 10:15, so the market's been open for 45 minutes, made $625, gave some back. So, all right, have a great day, and hope that helps in your own trading, and you can use some of the strategies that I teach. Bye for now.